Hi guys, it's Bella from Sugar and Spice. Today I will be doing my solo video of the month, and I will be reading Dear Canada, No Safe Harbour, the Halifax Explosion Diary of Charlotte Blackburn, Halifax, Nova Scotia, 1917. So I hope you guys enjoy. Dear Canada, No Safe Harbour, the Halifax Explosion Diary of Charlotte Blackburn by Julie Lawson, Scholastic Canada, LDT. Halifax, Nova Scotia, 1917. Behind the lines, somewhere in France. July 30th, 1917. Dear Charlotte, if you're reading this, you know that the first page of this diary has already been taken. Some cheapsake brother, eh? You can tear it out if you like. I bought 2 of these diaries. One for you, being the writer in the family, and one for me. And I'll reserve my first page for you, okay? Then we'll be square. Here's the deal. I'll record my life in the trenches. You record your life on the home front. One day, we'll sit down together and compare notes. I promise I won't look at the entries you mark secret so you can be honest. Don't bury your feelings behind the blackout curtains. Shout them out bravely. You know the song you and Duncan can't sing without laughing? We're bunked up in huts near there, and I'm practicing the few words I know of the parlez-vous, like bonjour, merci, and au revoir. It's good to go into the local cafes and spend some fancies on fresh eggs and chips. We'll be back in the trenches eating bully beef before you know it. Ugh. How's Christy? Is she still scaring off all the neighbors' cats? Are you and Duncan giving her lots of exercise? How about old Haggerty? Still helping him out on the milk run? Gee, I miss you folks. I've been blowing the odd kiss at the Mademoiselle's, but don't tell my Jane. I'll blow you a kiss on September 26th and on your birthday. 12 years old? I won't recognize you. Keep up the knitting. A new pair of socks is a prized possession here in the Mudholes. Your loving brother, Luke. Wednesday, September 26, 1917, 9 p.m. Here I am writing in my new diary. Is there a proper way to do it? 1 page per day, a few lines about noteworthy events, something about the weather, clear sky, westerly winds, warmer than yesterday? I don't know. I don't suppose it matters. So as long as I write something every day, even if there's nothing much to write about, and if I pick the same time every day, it'll become a habit. Now's a good time, before Ruth and Edith have come to bed and I still have the room to myself. Privacy. A prized possession here on the home front. This diary was a big surprise. It was in the package that arrived last month, but Mom kept it hidden until this morning. She's good at keeping secrets, and Luke's good at secret codes. The song he mentioned is Mademoiselle from the Armacharies. So that's where he must have been camped. Where is he now, I wonder? His letter was an even bigger surprise. He usually writes Dear Folks. A Dear Folks letter. Not a special one just for me. But tear out the page? Never. Though it does have a few dirty blotches. At first I was afraid they were bloodstained. Was it Luke's blood? Had he been injured? I was worried until Duncan assured me it was plain old mud, because blood would have been more of a rusty color. Duncan asked why Luke hadn't sent him a diary, since it's his birthday too. Oh gosh, didn't he sound hurt and sulky? Not a bit like usual. He even threw in the fact that he's 9 minutes older than me, as if I needed reminding. I assured him that Luke hadn't forgotten about him, because what about all the swell postcards he'd sent? Besides, Luke knows that Duncan would never write in a diary. He'd rather draw pictures. Instead of agreeing with me, Duncan said I so would write in it. So I promised to give him a diary for Christmas, and he said he could write in mine the same way Luke had. That cheered him up. No more than a page, I insisted, and made him promise not to tell the others. I don't want the whole family taking over my diary. He agreed and took the diary to write in secret. Now that I've gotten it back, I'm tempted to flip ahead to see what he wrote, but I won't. Why not? Because it'll be much more fun to find his entry a few days or weeks from now. Then I'll be really surprised. We had a swell birthday, except for Luke not being here. Mom made us a cake. Edith gave us a bag of butterscotch taffy. Ruth wasn't late for supper for a change, so she and Dad didn't get into their usual row. She even cleared the table and washed the dishes without being told. Life was peaceful on the Blackburn home front. After supper, we played cards. Edith made cocoa, and right on cue, Dad started to quote the Coca-Cola, and we all chimed in. More food value than a cup of Bulletin. Lucky for us that cocoa is cheaper than Bulletin. After cocoa, Edith played the piano, and Dad played his accordion, and we sang a few songs. Mom always picks Keep the Home Fires Burning, even though it makes her cry. Duncan and I played Pack Up Your Troubles. Me on the piano, Duncan on his harmonica, and Christy started to howl. We didn't sound that bad. Then we sang Mademoiselle from the Armacharies. Because Luke's right, it always makes us laugh. Mademoiselle from the armatories. She hasn't been kissed in 40 years. Hinky dinky parlez-vous. Which means, hinky dinky, do you speak? What kind of nonsense is that? As usual, Mom corrected our pronunciation. Armatories doesn't rhyme with years. It rhymes with air. Well, we like it sounding silly. Oh no, we just spotted Ruth going into the bathroom. I better put this away before she comes in and demands to see what I've written. So just one more paragraph. I wondered what the scenes from the home front will fill these pages. Nothing tragic or sad, I hope. But no matter what happens, if I feel the urge to hide my true thoughts and feelings, I'll reread Luke's words and bravely plunge ahead. Not that I have ever thoughts or feelings worth hiding, but now that I'm 12, who knows? Luke, when you're reading this, I hope my first entry isn't too long. Thursday, September 27th. I haven't even had breakfast, and here I am, starting a new entry. So much for writing at the same time every day. I can't wait that long. Right now, I'm curled up on the landing beside the stained glass window. The house was warm and cozy. Dad stoked the furnace, and Mom's making porridge. They're talking in the kitchen. Ruth's muttering in the bathroom, trying to find something she misplaced, as usual. Edith is in the living room, practicing for her conservatory of music exam. She's playing my favorite piece, a waltz by Chopin. It sounds perfect. Now Christy is barking at the back door, and Dad's yelling at her to pipe down. She whines a complaint, but does as she told. Good dog. The sun's shining through the window, making good patterns on the pages in my hand. Rose, green, and amber. I feel as if I'm tucked inside a glowing jewel. I love this window because Dad gave it to Mom when they were married. I can't afford to buy you the kind of home you're used to, he said, but I can afford a lovely window for my lovely bride. And when our ship comes in, we'll take the window with us, said Mom. Of course I wasn't around to hear this conversation, but they told this story so many times I might have been. Once I asked Mom what kind of home she was used to before she was married to Dad. She said that she couldn't remember. Well, I wondered about that. She remembers going to the ladies' college in Boston, and she remembers some of the French she learned when she went to Paris, but she can't remember her own home. Maybe it was a castle. Wouldn't that be a story? How John Blackbird, the humble and handsome dry dock worker, now foreman, spied Lillian the fair in her castle tower and rescued her from the clutches of a wicked king. Now I have to have breakfast and get ready for the milk run. Haggerty will be here in no time. Still Thursday. Bedtime. Back to this morning. After breakfast, I went outside, and soon enough, the milk wagon was stopping at our gate. I gave old Queenie a carrot and a kiss on the nose, then climbed up beside Haggerty. He gave me a wink and said, I wasn't expecting you this morning, seeing as you're a young lady of 12 now. I had to laugh. Give me the milk jug. Give up the milk run just because I'm 12? Never. I feel right posh sitting high up on the driver's seat, especially when Haggerty lets me take the reins. I cluck my tongue and go, giddy up, and whoa, even though Queenie's the one in control. And doesn't she know it? Well, off we go, with Chrissy bounding ahead or trailing behind, sniffing, exploring, and greeting every dog as she had never set foot in the neighborhood before. Clip, clop, Queenie's horse hooves on the cinder streets, clang, clang of the metal milk cans, and swish of the fresh milk lapping at the sides. I'm thirsty just thinking about it, especially the thick, rich cream on top. Haggerty always gives me a cup of cream to sip on the route. He says I need fattening up. Mom says the same thing, but she doesn't give me all the cream at home. The milk run's a fine way to pass time between breakfast and school. I wish I could do it more often. It's fun to greet the neighbors and give them a hand when they come out to fill their pitchers. And then they ask about this, that, and like how many socks I've knit for the Junior Red Cross. It has my mom got over her migraine, and what's the latest news from Luke? The sad part about today was when Mrs. Mortimer came out for her 2 pints. She was dressed in black because yesterday she learned that her Tommy was killed in France. He went to school with Luke. I meant to show Haggerty my diary this morning and Luke's letter, but I forgot. Better start now. This entry so long my diary will be finished before October if I don't restrain myself. Long-winded, that's me. Friday, September 28th. Typical Friday. Chores, breakfast, school, mental arithmetic drill, spelling test, round robin reading, geography lesson, Mr. Barker blowing his top, special projects in the afternoon. Knitting and special projects. Started a new contest with Merle, Eva, Derriere, and some of the other girls. It's time for a Balcalvia helmet. Piano lessons after school. Misery. Miss Tempo is cross because I haven't been practicing. Birthdays are no excuse. There you are, a short entry for once. Saturday, September 29th. Fed the chickens, brought in the eggs, helped Duncan muck out Billy the pig's pen, dumped in a fresh load of scrap. He snored happily. Poor old Billy. I wish we could keep him as a pet, but he'll be fit for the table by Christmas. After that, we cleaned out the furnace and put cinders in buckets for the collection wagon. The next day was fun. Took the trolley to town with Mom and Duncan. First, we went shopping for Duncan's cadet uniform. Then, as a special treat for 12-year-olds, Mom took us to the Coronian Cafe for a midday dinner. 25 cents you could get a dressed spring chicken or cod or roast beef with steamed potatoes, creamed carrots, and a choice of dessert. We all got the chicken dinner. And for dessert, I had tapioca pudding, Duncan had ice cream, Mom had a raisin pie, and we all had a taste of each other. Duncan ate so much, it's a wonder he didn't have to get a bigger size uniform. After lunch, we went to the post office so I could mail my thank you letter to Luke. I promised him I'd keep daily record in my diary, even if some days are dull or uneventful. Back at home, we had a fashion parade with Duncan strutting around the house in his new uniform. Ruth played a segregant, of course. Eyes right, forward march. Hop, 2, 3, 4, attention! She's good at barking orders. Mom was teary-eyed, watching Duncan play as the soldier. She might have been thinking about what I'm thinking, that if the war's still going on when Duncan turns 18, will he go off to France like Luke? Sunday, September 30th. Church in the morning, Sunday dinner after church, weather sunny and fair, so we spent the afternoon at Point Pleasant Park, everyone except Ruth. Lots of Sunday strollers. Dad, Duncan, and I walked along the beach and watched a tug opening the anti-submarine nets. There was a convoy coming into the harbor, so we watched for a while. Then Dad lit a fire on the beach. While Mom was boiling the kettle for tea, and Edith was laying out on the cloth, 2 soldiers came by and stopped to chat. They were nice and friendly. Mom invited them to join us. Turns out they were from Winnipeg with the Army Medical Corps. Right now they were looking after the wounded that come off on the ships, but in another 2 months they'd be sent overseas to work in a field hospital. Duncan told him that he just turned 12, so now he can join the Richmond School of Cadet Corps. But, oh, didn't he go on about it? The uniforms, the rifles, the drills. The soldiers listened politely, but all anyone could see was they were more interested in talking to Edith. She could turn a soldier's head without even trying. It wasn't Ruth's story she hadn't gone with us, especially when I told her that Charlie, one of the Winnipeg soldiers, is as handsome as her idol, Douglas Fairbanks. Went down to the track after school with Duncan and waited for the train. As soon as it came alongside, we hollered and pretended to throw rocks at the engine, and Carl's dad pretended to be annoyed and threw coal at us from the tender, and we put the coal on a stack and took it home to Carl's house. Monday, October 1st. Carl's mom gave us a bit to bring home, and we took it down to the basement to put the coal in the scuttle secretly, so Mom and Dad won't know. They think it's stealing from the railway, but they aren't always complaining about the whole high price of coal. It's our way of helping out, and it's only a few little chunks. Tuesday, October 2nd. Luke, when you're reading this, here's an example of what you're missing on the home front. Today after school, Mom, Ruth, and I are sitting around the kitchen table eating fresh baked bread. Duncan's outside feeding Billy the pig. Mom always wants me to eat more, even though I eat as much as anyone else. You're too thin, she says. People will think I'm not feeding you properly. Here, have another slice of bread. Look at Ruth. Look how nicely she's filled out. You'll never get a husband, you scrawny thing like you, Ruth said with her mouth full. A husband? I'm only 12. Mom says it's the worrying that makes me thin. The food that's meant to fill me out gets eaten away up by nervous energy. You're wasting away. You need to fatten you up. Why? So you can slaughter me like Billy the pig? Ha ha. A rare attempt of humor, but it didn't fall flat. Mom gave me her don't be cheeky look, and Ruth rolled her eyes in disgust. If Ruth hadn't said it, Mom would have laughed. With weather clear and cool, leaves turning color. This has been part 1 of No Safe Harbor, the Halifax Explosion Diary of Charlotte Blackburn, Halifax, Nova Scotia, 1917. I hope you enjoyed this video. The next part will be coming out soon. Thank you. Bye.